Hello everyone and welcome to another traditional draft of All Will Be One. Tablet of Completion can be playable in some decks. It's very slow, so it's not really a universally playable card. But yeah, you can, especially if you have a bunch of proliferating in the deck, you can start drawing extra cards at some point. And of course, when it costs only 1 mana and tapping this thing, it's very cheap. And this gets some extra mana too at some point, but it just isn't that great of a card. And then again, this pack is not that great. Should I take the tablet and see if I can make it work? Because I could like first pick stuff like a swooping lookout, duelist of the deep faith. I would take the deep faith thing maybe first. Furnace Strider, this is actually a weak pack. I'm gonna do the fun thing and I'm gonna take the tablet here. Wow. So why would anyone take a common over the Archfiend of the Dross? They really don't want to draft black. Maybe they're forcing like a red-green oil and took a hex gold slash here. But of course I'll take the Archfiend. I mean, why wouldn't I? The mere convert would be another option. I mean, if the red wasn't something like a bomb like this. Alright, let's take it. And okay, Contagious Vorak. That has to be the pick, right? I don't mind drafting black-green. It's not the most, strongest archetype. Hex Gold Halberd is very good 2-mana thing too, very aggressive 2-drop. And the ability to move this around is very valuable because, getting like a 4-power creature having first strike is really strong. But I think the Vorak is just gonna have to be, it's such a nice card. Getting quite often the land from it. It's really cool. Alright, so now the best card in the pack is the Cephalopod Sentry. It doesn't really work with, well, I guess it somehow works with a Tablet of Completion, but not much. I mean, in the sense that it's getting enhanced power with it. But, what's the pick? There are some 2-drops for green. There's the Resistance Skywarden, which I think is decent, but maybe not necessary. Do I want to take the Steward? I think I take the long legs because it can proliferate another counter on this thing. Does slightly synergize with the tablet too because of the proliferating. Okay, and now I get the black thing. Not sure if I want to take the Necrotide. Now green-black can often corrupt the opponent, but maybe I'll just take the 2-drop here. Also proliferating more counters on the tablet and the Archfiend can be useful. So let's do that now. I like it more than the Whisper of the Dross. So, okay, there's a Voidwing Hybrid now. No green here. So I have only one great green card. It's the Contagious Vorak, of course. But I could still go the blue-black here because this is the best card in the pack. And I have this black bomb rare here. So let's go here. Take this thing and keep options open. I have 3 green cards, none of them very amazing though. So I can take a blue or black card, probably between the Augury and the Whisper of the Dross. Now this Augury can, both of them proliferate for the Hybrid's second ability, or rather third ability I guess. But this can help me dig to the Demon, which is sometimes just the I win card. Now this does something on the battlefield though. I think I still take the Augury here. And I think the Gitaxian Raptor is here a good choice. I could take the Watcher. I wouldn't mind having in these blue-black proliferating decks the Scrap Trap, but this is a very good defensive card that benefits from proliferating as well. Draw 3, lose 3 life. Don't think I can do that. Yeah, I guess the green will not be drafted here. Or maybe I draw open like a great green bomb rare. I don't have anything great to return with this thing. I'm actually taking the Feed Infection for now, because it's also a good sideboard card sometimes. I mean, you can sideboard it in against decks you don't care about losing 3 life. I'll take the Scrap Trap here now. And, okay, Head Cleaver, Truss, Skullbomb. I don't know if I'm gonna try to poison them, but I suppose this has Toxic one, this has Toxic one. I could be poisoning them, so let's take the card that easily can, you know, poison the opponent. Now the counterspell might not be so bad if I actually can corrupt them. Offer Immortality is decent, but I'm trying the counterspell here now. I don't like this, but let's pick it over the other one. Sure, a 2-drop. Okay, so there is now another Necrotitan option here. No green worth considering, so I guess I'm gonna just move to blue-black now. I think the decisions are... Yeah, I'm not taking the red card either. So Necrotitan, Augury, Head Cleaver, Skullbomb. I won't main deck the Feed Infection or the Theorist. Most likely I won't. But I think I can get something like the Experimental Augury later. This can be quite nice, but this can also come back later. I'll just take the Head Cleaver, and I'm actually going to just cut the Theorist and the Feed Infection right away, because this is now the 4-drop slot I'm planning to play. Well, this pack has a lot of cards for my deck. Things I'm happy to pick here: Glare, Dose, Synthesizer, Paladin, and the Blade of the Shed Souls. Now, this is not a bomb rare, but it can still be good. Sometimes it is actually just a 3-mana 2/2, but later in the game you can also equip it and get, you know, better value out of it. This deck might even play the Bonepicker Scourge, but what is the one pick I can do here now? I guess it could be the Nimbracer Paladin, because it is... Maybe I just should take the Blade of Shed Souls. I mean, it could even make me more of these Archfiends. Let's take the rare, because it's, you know, the card I'll get to play the least. I think it's not necessarily the best card in there, but let's try it. Alright, anyway, yeah, I'm getting a pick 3 Archfiend of Trust number 2, so let's take that other cards. I would be very happy taking another Raptor, a Serum Snare. Totally fine picks, but well, it's pretty obvious what I'm gonna take there. Dune Mover might just be the card I want to have. I want to make sure I have the 4 mana and especially the double black. And this is a Toxic 2-drop. A Surgical Skullbomb would be another option, but I will just play the Toxic 2-drop. That helps me get the lands when I need them. And here I can take the Raptor number 2. It's actually looking quite nice now. Quite nice. Yeah, these don't care about toxic stuff at all, but I might still have a game plan involving poisoning the opponent. But maybe not enough to play the Pestilence, or pick the Pestilence Siphoner here right now, because I do think that the Mesmerizing Dose might be... I want to have some removal here, and the Proliferating will be good in this deck. So, and this, you know, the Proliferate does help a little bit with the Poison Win if that's about to happen. Yeah, let's take this over the 1/1 2-drop. Rat Emergence. I have a 1/5-drop. Well, this pack doesn't actually have anything for me than the on-color card, so let's take this. And Raptor versus Annihilating Glare. I really want to play these Raptors, but I also want to have some removal, but I'm not sure if I'm going to... Is this going to be like a 5-mana card most of the time? I don't have that much good fodder to sacrifice. I'm actually taking the Raptor here. And should I play Skullbomb over Bring the Ending? I have 1 Bring the Ending. I don't think I want to play 2. I don't have room for more 4-drops. Could take 20 gems here, but I'm gonna take the Skullbomb now. I can also use the Skullbomb to save a Archfiend that has been placed under a lockdown aura. I actually think the Icarus Synthesizer is still better than the Glare here. I'm a bit worried that I don't have any good sacrifice for it, and when it's a 5-mana removal spell, it's not so good. Synthesizer is very good with my proliferating here. Okay, well, I get a fourth raptor here. Yeah, blue, easy, definitely open here. But I also got the pick 3 Archfiend of the draw, so I assume that the two people to my left are not really in black either. Another Skull Bomb, I'm not gonna play multiples, but well, I don't really care about the anatomist. Let's take this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna main deck it, but who knows. Something good here? No. Actually, very bad pack. There's the Reject Imperfection, but I'm not sure if I care that much about proliferating. It doesn't even always proliferate. I have one counter spell which I may or may not play. I think the pick might be the Malcator's Watcher here, just to buy some time. I don't need a 3-drop here anymore, so because I could take the Chrome Prowler here. Yeah, I think I'll take the Watcher. Sometimes it can even, trade with something, but mostly it, jump blocks a little bit without wasting a card. Alright, not a good pack one there. Yeah, I think I'll just take the Dune Mover. Just make sure I have all, whenever I draw an Archfiend of the draws, I want to be able to cast it. Maybe not always on the turn 4, but soon at least. Yeah, and I need 2-drop still, fine. Experimental Augury, Annihilating Glare of Vraska's Fall. Well, it's not going to be the Vraska's Fall, I already have, negative synergy with it in the Mesmerizing Dose. Claire. I mean, I have now one sacrifice fodder for it, the Malcator's Watcher. I guess I'll take the Claire now. I have passed 2 of them already. Whisper of the Dross. Don't need a 4-drop. And I don't have that many instant or sorceries, only 2 instants. So yeah, it's gonna be the Whisper. And I don't really need the 5-drop either, I don't think. Mesmerizing Dose over... Yeah, Dose is gonna be the pick. Yep, removal and proliferating. And now I get another shot at the Nimracer Paladin. I already did, pass one of them. There's also a Thrumming Bird. But now that I have, 4 of these raptors to bring back, among other things, I think I'm just taking the Paladin here. It is still a 2-for-1. And Thrumming Bird is a 2-mana 1-1. Doesn't really participate in combat that well. Necrosquido. Yeah, I don't think I want to play that. It's definitely something that I can benefit from with my proliferating cards, but I think I'd rather take a Watcher, another good sack outlet for the Glare. Oh, Ambulatory Edifice is quite good. Now the Mesmerizing Dose, maybe if I had more of these synthesizers I would maybe consider taking a 3rd dose over the first Edifice. Could also take the Expanse, but I have a couple of Dune Movers, I can fix my colors. Yeah, I'll take the Edifice. Here I don't care about these, but I maybe take the Duress for sideboard. And now I'll take the Expanse. I don't need the Atlas. I'll take the Expanse to fix my mana anyway. And here I won't be playing 2 of these. Well, I'm not gonna splash for red either, so I guess I can take this. I don't think I ever gonna sideboard 2 Duress. At least it is very unlikely to happen. Scrap Trap. Okay. Well, I guess I got the open colors. Couple of, 2 Archfiends is of course pretty funny, but let's see if they're gonna do some work. Alright, so cut these lands, and I have 35 cuts. Well, 1 Skull Bomb goes away. I guess the Bring the Ending is rather easy to now cut. The Escaped Experiment, not for this deck really. Gladiator. I could poison the opponent, but it's not necessarily needed because look at my 2-drops. I'm actually going to... Okay, The offer immortality is good if I plan playing these head cleavers. I'm just not sure if I'm doing that. It's not exactly a poison deck. It's more like a dealing with, winning with damage with the raptors flying the water. Well, not a very high damage output here, but I could actually see not playing for the poison win, which means I could have picked some of the force, but I don't think there was like anything too amazing. Don't think. I guess the offer immortality is kinda okay with the raptor. But I will cut it from the main deck. I think I will do the same for the skull bomb here. Because I have so many cards I need to make. But of course, let's do these 5 drops. I think I will play the Bat Emergence because it can bring back the Archfiends when they die. And when you have 2 of these, you can actually... That does increase the chance to find one during a game quite nicely. So the Bat Emergence is one way to bring them back if they die by other means than, getting locked down under a mesmerizing dose or something. And I think I played in the main deck at least a Nimrazer Paladin over a Scrap Trap or a Fisher, so I'm going to cut at least one of those, but should I? I don't think I want to play 4 or 5 drops, so I'm going to cut maybe the Scrap Trap. I'm actually thinking about cutting the head cleavers too. Maybe it's just is not what my deck is gonna try to do. They can't even be returned by the Nimrazer Paladin. Okay, I'm gonna cut them because head cleavers are good when you want to corrupt the opponent or win with poison. They are not that good otherwise. I mean, they are blockers, but I mean, 4 mana, 2 4s. They are not really good if you just plan to block with them. So this is now 24 non-lands. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2 mana creatures. So this thing, when it enters the battlefield, well, basically when it becomes attached to a creature, but of course when it enters the battlefield, the 4 mirroring triggers, so it will be attached to the 2/2 token. So I can choose to the equipped creature to become a copy of another creature I control. So it's not so great of a 3-drop because I can only copy some of my 2-drops. Maybe if it's like a Voidwing hybrid, yeah, it's worth it. Not necessarily for all the other things. But then again, you can move it around with 2 mana. And then later in the game, I can copy something, well, whichever is the best option available at any particular moment. How much proliferating I have here? 1. I guess it's faster just to do like this. So that is now, this doesn't actually proliferate, it just mentions that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. Is that enough to make like the tablet crate? I know I can just, tap this to put oil here. Kinda like the idea to play it. Maybe I'll play it. But I do think I wanna play 17 lands with this deck. Although with the double Dune Mover, maybe it's not the case, even though I have, 3 5 drops, but only 2 4 mana cards. So out of these 24 spells, 19 can be cast with less than 4 mana. And double Dune Mover, and this eventually will produce mana. Before it draws cards, it can also produce mana after a couple of turns. So, and the Watchers, they just block and draw me a card. This can get me a land. I actually think this deck, despite having 3 5 mana cards, can play just 16, given what the cards do here. I even have the expanse to make my, color hitting the double pips easier, but also have the double Dune Mover for that purpose. Yeah, the Watcher isn't really that synergistic in this deck other than maybe being a good fodder for the Glare sacrifice, but I think I'll just don't mind playing this on turn 2, blocking, drawing a card, digging towards the Archfiends. Yeah, I'm gonna play them. This is the main deck. Just add some lands here. I'll just add some lands here. I'm actually thinking a little bit just playing the one offer immortality. Maybe replacing one of the Watchers with it. That's what I'm thinking here. It might actually be worth considering. Is it though? I have in terms of 2 mana plays, even if I cut one Watcher, I can do it. I actually think I'm gonna do it. Fine. Because this is a nice little, it can protect your creatures and it helps you win combat. And the Watcher, like I said, isn't that synergistic in this deck. I don't have an Unctus's Retrofitter, for instance. If I had, of course, double Watcher would make more sense in that case. But yeah, let's play the offer. I have also still 15 creatures plus the 4 Mirrodin artifact, which is basically 16th creature here. Alright, so now still I have 12 blue, 10 black, double caster blacks, double caster blues, so I mean it's gonna be 7-8 basics. Well, I mean it's less likely that I want to play these things on turn 3 than I want to play these things on turn 4, so maybe despite having slightly more blue cards, I maybe should still play, the extra land being a swamp. So 8 swamps and 7 islands here. 16 lands with the Dune Movers. Now this is still with the Dune Movers and the Expanse. This is kind of like 11-10 mana base, so it shouldn't be too hard to hit my double casters here. But yeah, this is the main deck. On the play, well, this is gonna get me the swamp. So even though the 5th land isn't so great to keep fetch here, I'm still gonna do it. Edifice on turn 3. This getting back the Edifice. Well, I don't necessarily play this on turn 3 if there's nothing worth targeting. In that case, I'll play the other Dune Mover. Okay. I think they were gonna... They didn't play this on turn 1, so they must have drawn it. So I'll let the trade happen. And then just play another one of these guys. This time, of course, not going to get anything. My deck, I don't think cares about corrupting at all. All the cards that care about the opponent being corrupted. If I had any in the sideboard. Okay, so the Edifice isn't going to happen. Well, it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna use the ability for anything, but I will block the Prowler because I can get it back. Of course, when they know that the Edifice is here, it's not so valuable, but I want to play the Paladin on the next turn if I, keep drawing like lands. And getting the Edifice back is better than getting the Dune Mover back. Okay, they chose to, and I keep drawing lands. Chose to not attack. Maybe they just want to trade, which would be totally fine for me. I do hope they don't have a counter spell for the Paladin here. That would be quite important. Well, they have something. Could be just a bounce spell. Sorry, pump spell. Well, it could also be the uncommon bounce spell. Alright, so let's do this. Now they do know about this, so that of course makes it... Oh, prologue to Phyrexia. Now that's the game plan for making this work. Sure. At least now they know that if they leave this to block the Dune Mover, I can -1/-1 the Collider post-combat, costing them a card in some way. Either losing the glider, which would be just a trade of course, or using a card to save the glider. So, okay, there's a lot. Not worried about that. They don't even have a good double block on the paladin, so I get to finally deal some damage because I don't think the one. Well, there's a one blue mana trick, but in the format. Okay, but they don't. What is with these land draws? Come on. I kept the 4-lander and I got one of these. Okay, I effectively made myself draw a 5th land here too, but I mean, in addition to all that, I have still drawn 3 more lands, I guess. Yeah, I haven't really drawn that many spells. A Dune Mover and the Edifice, wasn't it? Well, they have Blade too. They can copy the Zealot. Well, of course they do, because it's just better than the... So this says that for as long as Blade of the said salt remains attached to it. Yeah. So once they move it, or if this blade would somehow get removed, the copy effect ends right there. Okay. Glare. Okay. So let's pay 4 to kill the Zealot, I guess. Because this is just a 2/2 token. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. But what is not fine is my amount of land here. So now I need to draw one of my archdemons maybe. Now the opponent is playing the colors that have the lockdown auras, but I haven't seen them yet. If they have one in their hand, they would put it on the paladin, I'm pretty sure. Okay, that's gonna give them time. They can jump block and draw a card. That doesn't actually achieve much here. I mean, they offer immortality, sadly. And they have 2 lands which they can also cash in for cards. Yeah, I can't say I'm too happy because I'm taking 4 damage now on this turn. And they have 2 cards in their hand. Fresh cards. Right. Well, I guess my offer can deal with the sentry, but if they don't... it's possible they... Well, I don't know. Maybe they don't want to go to 8 life and 6 poison. And I can still just draw one of my archdemons. Okay, they can actually do that, which is gonna be very nasty. That is very nasty indeed. Oh, come on. Well, I mean, I lose to drawing all these lands because they are having a 2-turn clock now. They even choose not to block with the... I mean, imagine if I had... Alright. Just something to cast here. Alright, so how many spells did I draw in this game? I mean, one of my draw... It's 25 cards here, and of course one of them was the land type forced to be on top of my deck with the Dune Mover, so... that's basically, you know, that leaves me 7 draws that I didn't modify with my Dune Mover. Out of those 7 draws, I didn't draw like I mean, the Edifice and the Glare and the Immortality. So I guess 3 spells and 4 lands. And I'm taking 10 damage here. I mean, you could take 10 here, but I guess they're gonna just deal 8 because that's all they need. Now, even if I draw my Archdemon, it's not gonna help. It is not going to help. They can block with the 2. Yeah, I mean, this is all I can do now. I hope they block with the Dune Mover and this become... Yeah, but now they... Yeah, okay, they can just... I can have a blocker for them, but... They still deal lethal damage there. Okay. No Archfiends. It's an Archfiend, not an Archdemon. Well, that was just like a flooding out. Is there anything gonna be very useful in this matchup? Like, I want to get rid of the Cephalopod Sentry, but for that I have the Offer Immortality, the Annihilating Glare, and a couple of doses here. Is the Vat Emergence going to be that good against that deck? Should it just be another Fisher? I guess it's going to be good enough. I can also take stuff from their graveyard. Maybe I'll take the Skull Bomb instead, because well, I can bounce, you know, the token created by this Blade of Shed Souls, but I guess maybe the Vat Emergence. I can consider not playing it. I'll play one Skull Bomb, and that's the deck. Also, because they are blue-white, they might have auras that, you know, lock down my creatures, so the Skull Bomb will work for that too. Alright, now this is a good one. Am I gonna get a well, I'm gonna get the Swamp with the Expanse. I guess there's a world where I don't play the Expanse on turn 1. See if I get to draw a land of you know, whichever land I draw. I use the Expanse for the other one. It is very awkward if I draw a mana curve here though. Okay, I'm gonna just get the Swamp here right away. So the only way this is gonna backfire is if I draw, you know, 2 more Swamps. Although I guess the Tablet of Completion kinda accelerates a little bit. Well, I can find an island with this thing, I'm pretty sure. This doesn't produce mana yet. It requires 2 counters to produce mana. Okay, well there we go. As you can see, I have a mana curve here, and I can even get rid of this Thrumming Bird. I will do that immediately. Now I can actually make mana with this thing, but it doesn't make any sense now, because I don't use the mana for anything. I can proliferate a counter on it though. So it's gonna go to 3 on this turn cycle. And I soon start drawing cards with it too. I'm almost thinking if I even should risk this thing, because if this might get locked down and then I lose. But I guess I can proliferate a counter on it. Yeah, it will give me another turn. Although if I draw now an island, no. I could cast this thing if I drew. Oh, well that's now. I can bounce my thing if it gets locked down, so now I can make a mana with the tablet here, and they need to do something to this guy. They're also missing the white mana. They got to Scryer. Okay, that's a slow way to get the white mana. 1 blue mana isn't gonna mess up this block. They could keep +1/+3 with 1 blue mana, but that's of course not enough here. So I'm gonna snap block if they attack. Alright. Skull Bomb. Target creature. Well, I don't have the second blue now yet. I let them trade here, give a counter on the Archfiend. They will lose 2 life when they Dune Mover dies anyway. Okay, I'm gonna actually do this before I do anything else. I'll get some information here. Oh. The Raptors are good. Oh, they don't. Wanna see what happens. Because I'm starting to draw cards with this thing. Also, very threatening thing for them. I think I would have gotten... do I see it in any way? Yeah. I don't have a removal in my hand, so maybe I would have taken the Glare here instead of the Raptors. This will start drawing me cards cheap, and yep. Anyway, anything changed. So they do have Eye of Malcathors in their. Thrumming Bird means that I definitely should keep the Whisper in my deck. Maybe I should play this second Watcher for that reason. I like my 2s though. I don't. I guess the offer. I don't know what they're gonna do with the Thrumming Bird too much. They are blue-white. I guess they can try to corrupt me for the 1/3 2 mana flyer. They had a way to deal poison to me. I really don't know. Okay, I'm gonna cut the offer now and play a second copy of the Watcher. That's it. Well, I'm keeping this because I have the Experimental Augury and the Watcher to get me more lands, I mean draws to find a land. Double Demon. Okay, well let's see if I get to cast them. So in the game 1 of this match I flooded. Let's not make it a screw here, shall we not? Okay, I kind of want to play the Synthesizer before I play the Augury, so I would normally want to play a Watcher here because it would block this regardless of this flying or not. But this of course blocks it if it doesn't get to fly. And if it does, I can take 2 here. Okay. So they can make this... Okay, they could have attacked with that guy. No, this is activate only as a sorcery. Plus I did draw a land here. I need removal on this thing. This will be very annoying, but I guess I also have some annoying stuff in the form of 2 Archfiends of Dross. I still play pretty slow here. I can do this now. Maybe I will just naturally draw lands for these things. But if I don't, next turn I will play the Augury and, you know, hopefully find like an island so I can play the Watcher as well. But let's see. The creature becomes a blue artifact. Okay, Incisor Collider. But yeah, this is not a trick, it's a sorcery speed activation. Thrumming Bird, okay. Oh, I don't care about that stuff. This does give this thing +1/+1. None of that matters if I get to, you know, do this thing. Now, this is gonna give... I mean, if they lock down one of these, I will proliferate a counter on it, and then hopefully the second one is gonna get the job done. Yeah, hopefully they don't have 2 lockdown effects, because you do lose when they run out of oil counters. They might have, you know, a lot of jump blockers. Every jump block is also going to mean that they're gonna lose life. And if I have 2 of these out, they're gonna lose even more. So let's play this first. Okay, that's gonna give them some time now. I think I will be going myself for the... So how they can block here? I'm actually happy trading with any of these guys. They will lose 4 life, and they will lose 1 jump blocker from for the Fiends. I don't care about my life total here too much. I can still block with the 6/6. So I'm gonna go with this attack. They might block with the Incisor Glider, which is fine. I can trade with any of these guys. And they will lose 4 life now. Okay, let's see how many Chrome Plotters they have here. Another way to proliferate more counters here. This is really nice. But there's no point playing it right now. I will just try to attack and see what happens. Okay, they're gonna... This is a sorcery speed activation, they can't make a flying blocker. Jump block isn't even that good because they still lose 4 life. I think I'm gonna just play the augury. So now they go to 6 here. Because now the augury will resolve because there's a counter spell that can tax me for 2, but if I cast this first it will not fail anything, so I'm gonna do this right now just to make sure that these guys are gonna have enough oil. Yep. Well, the double Archfiend, unsurprisingly, wins the game. Okay, well, that's a rather easy keep. I could have a triple Archfiend here. Yeah, because this could become one, and I can get... This is gonna get me the swamp, and I need only 1 land draw here. I think I'm still going to play the hybrid first, just to, you know, have a 2-1 flyer here. I'm gonna go for it. Hopefully they don't have a Hex Gold Slash. I will get it back when I do the proliferating with this thing, so that makes... Okay, no slash. If I draw a land, maybe I should... No, if I draw a land, I think I should just play the Dune Mover, because red... I don't know about the second color, but red doesn't kill these drosses. Because it would be kind of tempting to copy the hybrid here. Okay, that's perfect. Because I don't need the 3rd land here. Because I can now get a land. I would have to sack this first and then fetch with this. That gives me the dross on the next turn. Let's see if they are gonna deal with this guy now. No, they are not, so they seem to have some priority there, so I assume it is going to be a pump spell of some kind. But now this can put an island on the top, and I can go with the dross Blade of the Shed Souls, copying an Archfiend of the dross. That might be... I mean, the opponent might also concede on the second thing, but I mean, they might have like a white as the second color, which would offer a way to, you know, kill this by using the pacifism effect. But I don't know about the second color yet, or if there even is one. Staff of Completion. Now that is a card that you don't usually play in Limited. This is what the Mojit does. And, well, you can pause and read them if you want to, if you are not aware of it. But basically it can create mana for 2 life, proliferate for 3 life, draw a card for 4 life. The destroy a target permanent you own is really gonna be relevant. And that's just too much life. And you have to even play 3 mana for this thing. I mean, would it be too strongly constructed if it was 2 mana to cast? Because in Limited this could easily be 2 mana to cast. But yeah, I mean, the opponent hasn't done anything, and now they're gonna need to play you know, the kind of land that allows them to play removal on the Archfiend. So they didn't go for the, you know, card draw or anything, because that's just too much life. They basically played this and they can't even use it. Okay, they have a Koth, which sadly for them isn't gonna do anything.
This land will be ours again.
They're gonna go to 6. Are they gonna use any? Come on, fetch at least a mountain with it. They can kill like the... Doesn't... I mean, killing is a thing. They can't kill the Archfiend. I guess they can be a mono red now if they have a Koth in their deck.
get the home we lost.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna... Now I could attack them, but it makes no sense. They would go to 4 life. But I should just kill this Koth now. I mean, I could... No, let's just not fool around here. Let's not fool around. I will kill the Koth and have a win for the next turn anyway. It is nice to draw both of your bomb rares, and funnily even the third rare that can become this thing. But I'm pretty sure that once I have cast this thing, the opponent will concede. At least there's no real reason for them to show any more of their cards, because they can be pretty sure that... Okay, this says 1 mana of any color, so I guess they could have a land. But no, they don't have enough. They don't have 7 mana for White Sun's Twilight. They might have the Wandering. If they drop a Plains and add white with this thing, yeah, they can make me sacrifice everything but like the Dune Mover. That would be stabilizing. Okay, they are not doing anything. I will pause until something happens. I mean, I will pause the recording. That's what I meant to say. Okay, they immediately took the turn after I paused, so that was no good. So they still wanted to see what they draw, understandably, but now if they don't actually have a means to deal with the double fiend, they shouldn't show me any cards, because this is a best of 3 match. Why would you show cards if you're gonna lose anyway? I guess you can show cards you are about to sideboard out, so I think they have still them in their deck. That's one reason to show a card. But this is 12 damage in the air already. They played a mountain. They have 1 mana of... Okay, now I'm... Okay, all of their stuff are artifact, non-land stuff are artifacts now. So this is clearly a card you also shouldn't be playing in limited. This does nothing. So this might be an easy easy match, which sometimes is what the best of 3 events offer you. By the way, I had before this draft I had a 1 unrecorded best of 3 draft. That was 3 amazing strong decks as my opponents. I'm very sad I didn't record it, because I only won 1 match there, but the opponents had really good decks there. I had a very good deck too, but that was just a good showcase of how in best of 3 sometimes you can just have a very strong suite of opponents. I really was having big issues in that event, because the opponents played well and had amazing decks there, but it sadly went unrecorded. So now I'm recording this video where I'm playing against a person who actually is playing an encroaching Mycosynth, which is really not playable in limited. Okay, they are running out of their timeouts, and I actually realized something. You shouldn't copy the Archfiend with the Blade of the Shed Souls. You might maybe... it's possible you already went and wrote a comment there. I'm just gonna submit the same deck here. The opponent seems to have gone away. But yeah, if you copy with an Archfiend with the Blade, the copy won't have any oil counters, because the EDB ability won't trigger. So you would lose in your next upkeep. So don't do that. Or rather, it's not an ETB ability. It is, I think it's as the demon enters the battlefield. Anyway, the same thing applies when you even when the token arrives with the 4 Mirrodin, it won't, because the token first enters the battlefield, and then the equipment gets attached to it, and then you can choose what creature the token is gonna copy. At that point, if you choose the Archfiend, it won't get the oil counters, and therefore it will, cause the loss trigger happening, because at the next upkeep, of course, it tries to remove an oil counter and sees that there's none left, and you will lose the game. So I'm pretty happy I didn't go for it in some of the early games and then lose because of that. Okay, so the opponent did use all the sideboarding time, and I believe it's possible they won't be appearing here, so again I will pause the recording until they either show up or lose to a timeout. And there goes their timeout, and I'm not sure if they're gonna lose right away or do we still get our hands. Okay, they skipped enough of a timeout to make it into an automatic loss. So let's see if the final match can be an actual match where we get to play some Magic more. Yeah, it's going to... I mean, I have 2s in the deck, but this is 3 lands. Yeah, and mulliganing in best of 3, because you can get like a 1-lander in the 6-card hand. It's risky if you have like a keepable. Of course, on the draw, keeping a hand that only has a 3-drop is not great. But at least the opponent is not playing anything, so it's not so bad now. Okay, are they gonna be... Okay, well this is like just immediately gonna be a kill here. That's so dangerous. Especially because I am going to tap out on my stuff in here. But this is not bad now. It's a good one. I can play this on the next turn if nothing else. Oh, they are missing plays. Not sure if I'm gonna use the... I'm not gonna pump it yet. So, okay, well this is a non-game. Yeah, let's just do this first. I'll play this, I draw and discard it. Well, let's see what I draw, of course, but... Edifice can be quite useful. I think I should just discard this synthesizer because I will get it back with the Nimrazer Paladin. Of course, this is just completely one game because I have 12 damage here now if I want to, so they are almost dead. So I guess the opponent kept a land with 3 islands and 1 3-drop and hoped they're gonna draw whatever they need. Well, at least it was a game where I didn't need the Archfiend of the Dross, but of course, that was a total non-game still, but what can I do? I didn't learn anything about their deck, so I'm gonna just... Well, I learned that there's one must-kill creature there, but I don't have anything in my sideboard that helps killing it, I don't think. I don't know their second color even. Alright, so this is not a keep. One swamp isn't gonna even allow me to cast this even if I draw another land, if it happens to be another swamp. So this is now fine. I don't need to get a land with this thing. Yeah, I will draw the 5th land at some point. Okay, blue-red it is. Experiment, which I can. I mean, if they play another artifact, I can actually not block this, because then this will give -2. But this has 3 toughness, so this can always block the experiment. Let's play this thing now. And who knows, maybe I want to get the 5th land with this thing, if I just don't draw anything. Okay, so that is annoying. I can't kill it now. Of course, I have my own Archfiend coming up. I do hope they don't have a lockdown aura for it. Well, let's play this and of course decline this now that I do have the 5 lands. No point attacking for 1 damage, they would not double block, because I would just be able to trade with the Drake, but if they do have another artifact, then I would have to take 2 plus the flyer. So I'd rather keep the synthesizer to block the experiment if they have... If they can give the -2, -0. Of course, if they cannot, then I could just block with the Dune Mover, but I don't want to risk it. 1 damage is not going to be worth it. Yeah, it's a bit risky to play the Archfiend on the next turn. They might have the lockdown aura. It's also very good with the Troller Drake, giving it basically +2/+2. But if I don't draw anything, like let's say I would draw land, I have to play the Archfiend in that case. Punisher. Well, okay. Well, let's go for the Archfiends. And now, moment of truth. Do I get this thing locked down? I still have the other Archfiend. I would maybe need to draw some proliferating effect to not die. But of course, if they can't lock it down, then I will be in a pretty good shape here with the double Archfiend. There it is. Now I am in trouble. I can double block the Punisher, so there is that. So they don't actually have a good attack with in the ground. But now I think I need to find a proliferating effect for that. Because this, I will lose the game once they lose once the final counter goes away, and I don't have a fast enough victory without it. I'm definitely sideboarding in my bouncy things. Oh, they have an Urabrask's Forge. This is a crazy good rare. They don't have a good block now. Oh, that's actually a mistake. They should have played this. Well, I don't know, but the point is that they will now lose 2 life here. But if they want this to tick up, oh, they lose 4 life. I kind of forgot this still works. Yeah, so this thing has only... Okay, but that can proliferate. That's great. So I'm actually going to be able to... So this thing has 2 counters left, right? Yeah. So it doesn't... I don't lose in the next upkeep. But I want to resolve this thing while they are tapped out. Just because they might... They might actually, you know... They might, you know, counter that. I think I'm gonna attack with everything here. Put some stops here. Keep them guessing. I will return one of these guys. Yeah, they go for the understandable. Now I lose kind of an extra card, but I can still get it back with an Embracer Paladin. Yeah, that was... I kind of hope they would... Well, I mean, they understandably... Yeah. Understandably... do this best possible block, because this is still gonna be a problem. I guess I have to do the Paladin now, actually, because I wanna block the... I kind of forgot the Forge thing. Yeah, that was a little bit of a bad attack with... I mean, I should have only attacked with one of my guys. To have 2 blockers now. If they deal with the Paladin now... yeah, I'm gonna get punished here. I'm getting punished now. I know I can get the Paladin now back and it will return the Dune Mover to my hand, but it's... Yeah, is this lethal? No, it can't be lethal. But it's very close to it, so now... It's gonna be... Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, they have to sack the token, it's not exiled. Yeah, so this is actually lethal unless they can deal with my... demon here. Well, this is the only attack I have now. I'm not gonna win by not attacking. They have a Serum Snare there. Quite nice for them. So am I dead now? I'm dead to the flyer here. Wow, they actually beat double Archfiend here. But of course they had the perfect removal for the first one. Now, did I have a win here if I didn't do the double attack? I don't think, because now getting back the... I mean, even if I get to proliferate once, it's not gonna be enough. Wow. Because I won't have a win on the next turn, I don't think. Okay, so surgical skull bomb goes in. What else? Maybe 2 of them goes in. Offer immortality. It's one way to deal with the Drake, but... okay. How about the -1, -1? It works against the experimented... Well, it works only against the Troll Drake when it's just cast. Well, I have to, of course, lose some of this stuff. Maybe it's just gonna be the Malcatos Watcher that goes away. I'm thinking about the Offer Immortality. How about the Vat Emergence? Maybe that too. Okay, that's the deck. What? I mean, I do have some early creatures, but... Okay, well... I guess this is fine. Because now I have the Skull Bomb for the Archfiend if they have the lockdown order for it. Hopefully they don't have the turn 3 Urabrask's Forge, because that can really be nasty. I am happy about the land here, of course, because now I can curve out Raptor into Archfiend here. Moment of truth. Okay, that was a good trade-up, but it wasn't the Urabrask's Forge. I should... Yeah, I'm not attacking with the Raptor now. Scamp into... Well, that's why I had my Skull Bomb here. They can attack with the Punisher, but don't have an attack for the rest of these guys. Of course, this can ping me. I wonder if I should... Well, let's see what I draw here, of course. Because I could dose the Punisher now, but I'd rather actually dose something when I have recast this thing. So I'm going to just do this now and hopefully draw a 2-mana card here. Okay, that is good. But do I want to actually I'm gonna leave mana up for... I'm gonna let them ping me here. That could be a little bit annoying, but I feel like I want to play the Archfiend of the Dross and maybe then kill it so they lose the 2 life from it. Or if they kill the Raptor somehow, then I can... Okay, well that is something I need to kill with the Whisper if I just can. Okay. Okay, so I can... Yeah, the Furnace Punisher did a 3-3 menace for 3 is very good. And the Scamp is 1 damage per turn now with all the counters it has. I think I should leave the land in my hand. Now I can double block the Punisher. I do hope they have mostly run out of tricks. Of course, if they do have another dose, I think I'll just win the game. I mean, my sideboard card did its work. It was sideboarded because of the lockdown order they have access to. Okay, Edifice is good. I get to at least get rid of the Scamp. I can play 2 things now. I will play the Dose and the Edifice. I'm pretty sure of that. Now they don't have a good block here with the Chimera, so there's no point doing the Dose right now. I don't think they're ever gonna jump block with the Chimera right now, but... And I have a block on the Chimera with the Raptor myself. And then with this Fishhead too. Now they can make their guys first strike and trample. But it's gonna be a 2-turn clock now, because now that they lose the Scamp here. Maybe I actually have to kill the Experiment, because... They have a couple of artifacts, it's -2, -0, but I guess I don't care about having power, I care about having toughness to block the Chimera. I can lock down this guy, kill the Scamp, then I can block the 2 power. I can block the 2 power creatures. This equipment doesn't add power, so let's do that. I will go to 10 now, and then they ping, I go to 9. But they go to 12, which means this is now a 2-turn clock. And I have blockers for... Well, I guess if they attack with all, I have to take some damage here. Just don't have another dose, because that will be very hard for me to beat. Okay. Are they hoping I'm gonna... Well, maybe they have a kill spell on the Raptor, but I'm of course not gonna use the ability here, because I would lose it for the first strike. But yeah, they do have a kill spell for it. Now I'm going to... Yeah, because... Well, this thing has trample though, but I have to take the 2 trample. Because when this resolves, they get to proliferate. And this gets another counter for that reason. So I can actually suicide this guy now, so I'm gonna do that. Just so that they don't get to proliferate with the... I'll take now an additional point of damage, because this will trample for 2 damage now, but maybe it's worth it. Another dose here, that's really nice. So if I attack with both... Because now they do have, this is an artifact, this is an artifact. They have 2 artifacts. This is gonna give -2, -0. I guess it's still, this is gonna be 1 power still, so I can... But no, they can make this into a first strike and trample, so I can't actually trade. I can jump block though. But I'm not dying here. I'm thinking about the attack now. That's what I'm actually thinking here. But maybe I should just jump block, because they might... They might... Can't really do the Fisher thing here. I mean, I can block the Chimera in that case. Maybe I do that, but can they? I'm really trying to figure out what is the card that they can draw that give. What is the most likely thing that they can win with now? They can get something against the Drost. I mean, another mesmerizing dose. Can I beat it by playing the Fisher now? I guess for that play, I would have needed to attack with the Edifice as well. It's really tough because I kind of want to lock this down, but this does the same thing. And if they draw a removal for the Fisher, this is the only 6 damage they can deal, and I have a jump blocker here. This is any target, isn't it? Target creature or planeswalker. If they get to proliferate, I'm still not dying. I think I'm gonna actually do this. It's a little risky, but yeah, the dose will be better. Sadly, I'm gonna discard because they might have, they might leave this to block or something, and I can tap it down. Okay. So, at least I got to draw my bomb race, and one game I even lost because despite playing both of them. But yeah, this of course, the mesmerizing dose is the, and then there's the white pacifism variant too. They are the good answers for the Archfiends because they just make the controller lose the game in that case. Well, I'm glad I sideboarded the skull bombs, both of them in. That helped me to not lose to their dose here. But yeah, that was a sweet blue-red deck. Unfortunately for the opponent, I had 2 of these 4-mana 6/6 flyers, which have even a pretty relevant triggered ability when the opponent loses creatures. So I think the blue and black are the blue-black is a playable archetype, but you need some of the strong uncommons or strong rares. In this case, I didn't have much, common stuff. Because I like the Ichor synthesizers, which you can proliferate into unblockable 3/3s. But this deck wasn't really about them. It was, of course, about the Archfiends. Well, yeah, I don't really think any other card was that important. I guess the Raptors being good defensive plays helped there a lot. But of course, defensive plays alone won't help unless you have very offensive plays like I did here. But yeah, don't know what to say about this deck. It was mostly about the demons here, and I trophied. Of course, the second match also was pretty much of a non-match altogether. But this is it. End of the video. Let's claim the prize, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.